What's up, you guys? Ross Sapp, managing editor of Fightful.com here with a late MMA news update tonight. A couple of big fights for the UFC's fourth quarter are off. This coming after a very successful UFC 217. UFC 218's featherweight championship fight took a hit. Frankie Edgar forced off the show, particularly a bummer for us at Fightful.com. We interviewed Frankie for our List and Your Boy podcast, Holy Smokes MMA podcast on Tuesday. I still highly encourage you all to check that out. We will release the full interview. Combate reported that Frankie Edgar pulled out of his upcoming UFC 218 fight. Max Holloway is expected to remain on the card. UFC officials are seeking an opponent to face the featherweight champion, and there have been no shortage of suitors. Jose Aldo stepped up, said that he wanted to fight Max Holloway. He's been beaten by Max Holloway fairly recently, though. Also, Swanson said that he would like to fight Max Holloway. Unfortunately, he has also been beaten by Max Holloway, but there are far worse scenarios than having a Jose Aldo or having a Swanson willing to step up on short notice to take on Max Holloway for this title fight. Definitely a bummer for Frankie Edgar. This was the right spot. He needed Max Holloway to win to put himself back in the title picture after losing to Jose Aldo twice. But that wasn't the only fight that got pulled. UFC 219, the year-end card, lost former UFC bantamweight champion Dominick Cruz. He was set to face Jimmy Rivera, who has really emerged and looks to break into that title picture. Now there's also somebody willing to step in there, John Linacre. Neat. Far worse opponents for Jimmy Rivera than John Linacre. John Linacre coming off of a win recently. I think last weekend he picked up a win. But that would be a fair fight. Now he doesn't have the name power of a Dominick Cruz. But still, I mean, if you're wanting to solidify a guy like Jimmy Rivera, a win over John Lineker helps do that. If John Lineker defeats Jimmy Rivera, that puts his name right back in the discussion. A lot of people don't realize Jimmy Rivera is on that cusp, like he hasn't necessarily resonated with casual fans of MMA, but he is there. He's ready to go. Couple of big fights lost, and now earlier we did a video, which I had to pull back on. Dana White's saying that they're going to move the Orlando show to London so Darren Teal can fight Wonderboy Thompson. He seemed to think it was a go. Wonderboy Thompson said, not so much. I don't really have that much of a desire to fight Darren Teal. I'd rather fight Robbie Lawler or somebody like that. If I were Wonderboy, I'd take this fight. That's a good fight. He's going to get paid the same. He's not getting pay-per-view points out of anything. I would do it. Knock off the hometown boy in London. Make a statement. Get yourself right back in the title picture, because right now, the two names that we have constant content coming up about are Colby Covington and Darren Teal. Those, over the last few weeks especially, have been the hot button guys. And usually what will happen is the news trends will kind of die off after about 4 or 5 days. That hasn't been the case with Colby Covington and Darren Teal. So if I'm Wonderboy Thompson, I take that fight. Of course, you guys can get all your news over at Fightful.com. We had the Holy Smokes MMA podcast on Tuesday. Check it out, Fightful.com, FightfulPods.com. We have forums, photos, videos, anything you want across MMA, pro wrestling, and boxing. And we have that UFC Norfolk post-show podcast right after the conclusion of that event. Join us at Fightful.com. Follow us at Fightful Online. Thank you, guys. Until next time, we're out.